Welcome back to DiceTillDawn and Happy New Year, and let's continue my top 100 games with the third last of the list from 30 to 21. And sorry, it was about a few days later than I promised earlier, but I had over a week of friends and family over all around during the Christmas, so this was a bit later than I hoped. But I have some good news, I hope, as my friend is coming over on Thursday and he has done his top 20 games, so we will do a joint top 20, so you will get 40 games, or maybe there's some crossover there, but anyway, and hope to get some feedback and back and forth between us, and so hope you like that version of it. But today it's all me and the 10 before the top 20. So without much further, let's start with number 30 and my ticket to ride, and that is Turn and Taxis. And this is the expansion box again, but this is a game I just adore. I just got the other expansion, the All Roads Lead to Rome. I haven't tried it yet, but this is basically my ticket to ride killer. I really like the game. It's less mean, has more predictability and more, you can count probabilities more in the game and still have fun building these routes and trying the different majorities, and it's just a game I always enjoy and love a lot. Turn and Taxis, my number 30, was actually number 19 last year, so a bit of a drop. Number 29 is actually new to the list, and that is Concordia. Heard a lot about this from Shut Up and Sit Down, all the places, and I looked at it and I was like, well, that sounds interesting, and now I have all the expansions here except the brand new one, but all the other ones, and I haven't even tried the Salsa yet or the other maps. I've played the base game quite a bit, actually just got more of the resources from Stone Meyer Games treasure chest to replace all of the resources in the game, and also metal coins, so a lot of cool things with the game, and I'm really looking forward to playing this a lot this year, since I'm still a beginner in the game, but I really enjoy Concordia with its easy to play but still varied mechanics and different routes to victory, I guess, and you will never know who is leading at any point, and I just really enjoy the game, even two-player, which I've played the most of. And this is part of I started my 10 by 10 challenge this year as my New Year's resolution, I guess, and this is one of the games that is on the list because I really want to play it a lot this year. Okay, number 28 is a old game that I've liked for a long time but played too little, and that is Memoir 44. This year I got the, Memoir was number 14 last year, so a bit of a drop again because of not playing it enough. But this year I got another base set and the Overlord expansion and tried it at a family gathering, but just didn't get the group to stay together, sadly, because I would really have liked to try the Overlord. But I've been rereading the campaign book and I really want to try it with my main part gaming companions, I guess, and perhaps my sister's son, who is here every other weekend, I think, nowadays playing games, so maybe we'll try a campaign with him because I really enjoy the game and more history for me in Memoir 44. Okay, number 27 is actually new to the list. I got it February, I think, at a huge discount sale in a store here. I had been looking at it for quite some time, but I then pulled the trigger, and that is Galaxy Defenders. I haven't regretted that decision. This is a heavy box. I then got both of the big expansions. Almost all of the stuff is in this box. Some are on the other expansion box, some of the figures, I guess. They just don't fit in a one box anymore. And yeah, this is basically XCOM, the board game, not the Fantasy Flight version, but this is actually XCOM, the board game, where the more like the strategic portion of it, where you, or tactic portion, where you are in the field, but also you can get more updates for your troops and get better equipment and alien weapons you can develop during the game, and there's a story campaign, a long campaign. We just actually after Christmas I had a Christmas with my friend. He was here two nights and we played games all that time, and we actually finished the base game campaign and moved on to the first expansion, Operation Strike Back, and played two first scenarios of that, so we are quite further in. And yeah, great co-op game, and just the amount of possibilities and AP that goes on with us, just the two of us, we really enjoy it, like playing just two of us. I haven't tried it with more players. I've tried solo once and that was okay also, but I really like the back and forth when we are playing together and trying to maximize every point, and just it's hard and it's brutal, but somehow we just have actually gotten better in the game and actually won many of the scenarios and only failed like one or two. Some were partially accomplished, but a great game, Galaxy Defenders. Okay, number 26 was actually number 15, so a bit of a drop, and again not playing that much, but that is Dead of Winter. And I don't have the standalone expansion, might do at some point, but still got a lot of game in this box, so I haven't felt the need to actually get it. But basically Galactica feeling for me, but still different and more like everyone is a potential traitor but still has to work together, and just a cool theme and cool components and cool ideas, and the crossroad cards are very thematic and just a great game, and I really want to play it more. Okay, number 25 was actually number 11, so that's again a bit of a drop, and I haven't played it, I think one game maybe last year, and that is Robinson Crusoe Adventures on the Cursed Island. They just came out with the second edition of this. This is the basic first edition version, and I was planning on starting the Voyage of the Beagle campaign during my Christmas vacation. I still have a week off about well, light schooling or anything, so I might try it tomorrow or at some point, but we'll see. I really enjoy the game and I want to play it more, so that's why it's still a high and is very good game, but sadly only 1 or 0 games last year. So that's Robinson Crusoe. Okay, number 24 is actually new to the list, but it basically replaces my number 25 from last year, and that is Beyond Baker Street. And as you can manage, it's Hanabi that is replacing. I'm not saying I still have my Hanabi here and I'm not going to get rid of it, because there is some difference there and it's a bit easier to teach maybe and a bit easier to get with you. Not that this is a big box, but anyway, but I vastly prefer the game, this game. This is basically Hanabi, where there's even more deduction you can make. The deck is much smaller, and running out of the deck doesn't actually end the game, so once the deck is dry, you have perfect information in a sense that all the cards you see, and if you remember what cards have been played, you can actually get even more deductive in the reasoning, and it's very hard. There are special powers you can play with or without if you don't want them. They are cool, but I don't want to use them every time because they kind of break the coolest part, which is the deduction. Of course there's luck in the game, and it's the hardest ones need a bit of luck to actually beat them, but all in all, if you liked Hanabi, this is a must buy, because this is just, in my opinion, better in every way than Hanabi, basically. It's much shorter actually, it's like 20 minutes, 15 minutes with 2 players, and it's good even 2 players, and 3 and 4 are just great, so this goes from 2 to 4 players. And great artwork, so overproduced in a sense. There's just a great game in this box. Beyond Baker Street. Number 23 was actually number 24 last year, so raised 1 spot, and that is Cosmic Encounter. And I have to admit, I think we only played one game or so last year either, but I just really enjoy the game, and this is where they just land. But 23 Cosmic Encounter, first few games of this back a few years ago, I was like, yeah, it's okay, and it's totally dependent on the group, and if all the players are in the game and like the game and want to negotiate and pull and push each other, then this game is great. If everyone just draws cards and tries to play in min-maxing or like counting things or anything, the game is like pretty rubbish even, because the abilities of the aliens are broken in like on purpose, and it's up to the players to like balance the game and just see and who will backstab who at this point and everything. So all in all, Cosmic Encounter can be a perfect experience almost, but it depends on the group and the situation, and I don't want to play it at every point and every group, so that's the reason it's not higher, although 23 is very high. Okay, number 22. Hopefully this is not going too long. So again, new to the list. Actually got this as a used copy from BGG from a Finnish guy, and that is Phantom Leader. And again, part of my solo games, and I have many of the other Leader series also, but I have really fallen in love with this one. You basically can play in the Vietnam War and play a long or short or medium campaign, and you have these pilots you draw randomly in the beginning. They are different levels, and they just start gaining experience when they fly these missions, but they also gain stress, and the more stressed out they are, they can actually get their like stats lowered, or they are actually unfit to fly until they chill out for a few days and recover from that stress. And it's just a cool and brilliant mechanic with the amount of decisions, and the main part of the game is actually picking which pilots you take to a mission and how you arm the aircraft. And after that, it's just executing your plan, hopefully, and rolling a lot of die, of course, but it's like mitigating the luck of the die with your strategic and tactic choices on arming the aircraft and which guys to take with you and which aircraft to take with you. And I just really enjoy the story aspect almost of these pilots and them gaining experience and stress and all these cool events that can happen, and still history, a lot of history and actual war history in the game, and just a great game. Look it out if you are interested in these things. The Phantom Leader. And number 21, again new to the list, and a game I totally fell in love with. First game I gave it I think a 7. I said, yeah, it was a cool game. And second game and third game I was like, I'm really liking this a lot, and all these were 2-player, and then I raised it to 8, and then we played a few more games with my girlfriend, and I raised it to 9 because I noticed I like it more and more and more, and that is Elysium. And this gives me a feeling of Seven Wonders in a sense, even though it's very much different game, but the draft is kind of similar, and gathering these things to get you points is some oddly familiar, and of course the theme is history, or this is Greek mythology, but still, and that's why it's just a smidge of Seven Wonders in there. But it works just perfectly 2-player. I haven't even tried it at different player counts, but I just really enjoy the game. There are 8 or 9 families, and there are 5 or 6 at each game. So there's a lot of replayability, and you can actually pick some factions if you don't like some of them. One of them is pretty mean, so if you don't want that, then you can leave it out and still have replayability. And even still, especially at 2 players, the deck is pretty big, so you won't see all of the cards, so even the same families will have replay value, and you can try different things. And all in all, I just really like the game. That's why it's here on the number 21 spot as a new to the list. Okay, so we have 20 games left, and I will do the videos on Thursday with my friend back to back. We'll record both of them, and then we'll see how different they are, and hopefully we'll get some back and forth. I actually checked my list, and I think my friend has played at least like 17 or 16 of the games in my top 20, so hopefully there will be some conversation there, but we will try to limit the videos so that they aren't an hour long, and I will probably won't use the boxes in those videos, just to keep it a bit shorter and easier and show that he doesn't have to bring his games over also. That's it for today, and hopefully get the rest of the videos uploaded maybe weekend or next week at the latest. So thanks for watching, and Happy New Year again, and welcome back to a new year of DiceTillDawn. Bye.